So today we come to the town of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and this is the town that I was getting to in a hurry because I have many friends here. Well, I used to live here, believe it or not. It's kind of a rundown looking place with quite a bit of charm, yet quite a bit of bad element at the same time. Very diverse. It was always known as the town of like 54 nationalities. And it's right on the interchange between the interstates, the crossroads. It's about 2 hours from Denver, Salt Lake City, Yellowstone National Park, and very close to Flaming Gorge and a few other really nice, amazing places. So this is the destination that I spent about a week in because, well, I was visiting friends, seeing the old place, and seeing how the town has actually changed in the time since I've lived here several years ago. Well, today we're going to walk through just some of the old town of Rock Springs, Wyoming. This is actually, I believe, the fourth, I could be wrong, but I believe it's the fourth largest city in Wyoming with a booming 23,000 people. So that is about the size of Wyoming. And despite it being, I think, by landmass, I think the third largest state, if I remember, fourth, no, it's fifth largest state. Somewhere around there. Obviously, Texas is bigger. Alaska's bigger. Montana is bigger. There might be one or two more, but I think Wyoming is certainly up there in the top five. So since I'm doing all this off the top of my head, can't tell you for sure. This first started around 1860s or so when the first coal mine showed up. In fact, they have a memorial to it. It's right there. Boom. Which is the spot where the first coal was mined here. And not only is coal mined here, but you got coal, you get oil, gas, and also trona, which a lot of people don't know about, but is a very, very important mineral in most of society. And those are some of the biggest exports out of Wyoming, making Wyoming one of the few states that is economically independent, which is kind of cool. Now, I used to live in this town, and it does have some hallmarks to it. In fact, behind me in that little dilapidated building, I'll show you a close-up of it here, is actually the bank that was robbed by Butch Cassidy, if I remember correctly. Very fun. Now, this is the old part of town. We have, I think this is Front Street, I think, or that's Front Street over there. But there's two little town roads here, and then you got the same exact thing right across the railroad lines here. And then from there, that was really the old town, which sustained it for a long, long time. Obviously, like every city, it's started to sprawl, and so there's an entire new part of town across the way, which has all your large amenities, your strip plazas, your Walmarts. There's a few different hotels here, and then neighborhoods surrounding both Old Town and in New Town. And when I lived here, I actually lived in Old Town, just 6 blocks up the road from here, which is a fun place. Now, this is the old train depot, which is now a coffee shop, and it was not a coffee shop when I lived here, sadly. I would have probably frequented it, but maybe I'll try and check it out before I leave, but I don't think I'll have the chance. But nevertheless, Rock Springs is an interesting little place. It is one of the most diverse towns in Wyoming, 56 different nationalities, and that goes back into the 1960s. Mostly because of a lot of the mining jobs of a lot of different calibers came in from trona, coal, gas, all those types of things. Of course, the railroad lines and the main interstate lines, making Rock Springs a very diverse place. So, with that, a lot of people have come here and stayed here. Some people like the type of town you have here. Some people absolutely hate it. I know when I moved in. When I first came here to work, and I taught up at the college, it's up on top of the hill over there. I don't think you can see the hill there. The college is off to the side a little bit there, obscured by the railroad car here. But there was a story about one guy that got off the plane, looked around, got right back on the plane and drove back to Denver. Because he's like, no. Other people, I like outdoors and hikes and stuff, so I actually kind of like the town. I didn't end up staying, but it was actually a pretty nice place to be. And mostly friendly. We do actually, though, have a meth problem. Not too long ago, there was a documentary called American Meth, which was narrated by Val Kilmer, of all people. And you can go watch that. Half of that was set here in Rock Springs, and the other half of that was set up in the Shoshone Valley, I think Riverton, if I remember correctly. Very interesting documentary to watch. It is true, I have known some meth addicts around here, and I have known some people who try and help them as well. And so it is an interesting little town. If you are passing through I-80, maybe you're looking for a town on the way kind of up to Yellowstone from I-80, this is a good place to stop, refuel supply. Fuel's not overly expensive. There are enough grocery stores here to mean that there's competitive pricing, and there are a lot of small little cultural elements, like everything from, you know, coffee shops and old train stations to just, I don't know, just a variety of different things. Also, there's deer that will come out just right in town, so it's kind of cool for that as well. A lot of old rail lines here that are still all being used. This train here is probably parked because there is a rail yard down here. It's probably getting loaded and stocked with supplies. I know the train was not here yesterday, so it will be stocked up there. But anyway, there's a little bit about Rock Springs, Wyoming, if you get a chance to visit this little town. So when I actually lived here, this was pretty much just a vandalized little tunnel underneath the cities here. And they turned it into something really cool. There's actually art galleries down here, and good, they put up some security cameras too to prevent people from vandalizing it. But nice art. I mean, it's pretty cool. There you get really nice stuff over here. So this place here was always vandalized, and now it's not. And they are making some positive headway. Oh, you Scooby-Doo fans, there you go. The unsung hero. Very interesting. That's actually a nice special treat.
The town itself is very nice. It's small on this end. It's larger and more typical America today, Walmarts and strip malls and things on the other end of town. But one of the greatest charms of Rock Springs is when you just get just right outside town. It's literally population center and then nothing. Absolutely nothing. Some people love this, some people hate it. The views are often very good, but in addition to the views, it's just the recreation is also fabulous. I just pulled about a mile or so out of town. Here's a good place. We stopped, pulled over the van, and worked just right here for a long time with good internet. And then, of course, I climbed that mountain behind me because why not? So the mountain you saw there on the left was White Mountain. It's the distinctive sign of this town. Wraps all the way around to Green River, and on top is the famous Pilot Butte, which I did not get a chance to get out and see on this particular trip. The town itself is very nice, out of the way, has a lot of charm. Not everybody likes it, particularly the locals think, it's just a little too much. But nevertheless, it does have a lot of great things, including some awesome places just north of town, which we will investigate in our next video as we look at the landscapes of power just north of Rock Springs, Wyoming. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already, and we will see you a little bit further on down the road.